Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining the broadcast, and also want to say a special good evening to Ground Zero. Thank you for sitting in there and for waiting and for expecting. I will not waste your time or take any much of your time. This is a very, very critical moment for myself, my family, and myself, my siblings, back home and here in the U.S. and in other parts of the world. La République du Cameroon has been trying at all costs not just to pick up, arrest, or assassinate some of us in this struggle, but also they have been trying to get us arrested by whatever means they can. They are trying to employ every means at their disposal to see that they intimidate some of us in the front lines of this revolution to giving up on the struggle. First, I want to say that is not going to happen. It will never happen. We're never giving up on this revolution. Revolutions are fought by men and sacrifices are made by men. When I mean men, I mean human beings. La République du Cameroon in March, using one of the lawyers here in the United States, some of you know him as Emmanuel Nsalai, who runs a law firm in California, La République du Cameroon. They used him large march to sue yours truly in a district court in California. In the case in Salai, they charged me for some frivolous, criminal, and terrorism-related crimes. Unfortunately for La République du Cameroon and Emmanuel Nsalai, the California District Court last Monday dismissed that case. And so it appears that La République du Cameroon, frustrated with their efforts to intimidate some of us, now this morning went to the residence of my junior sister, who is my third follower and whom you witnessed singing on the television a few minutes ago. They went to her home today around a little after 10 today, Friday, August the 2nd, and picked her and also picked up my mother, who had left the village to live with her after our family compound was burnt down by the same La République du Cameroon Turks at the very beginning of this revolution. I understand, we have learned that about 8 masked men, not masked, I'm sorry, about 8 officials. It is said that they were gendarmes, but they were not in uniform. They were all in civil. 4 of them came in, walked into the house, and 4 of them surrounded the compound from the outside. The 4 who were in got my sister, who is a widow with 2 little kids, and they got my mother, who is 80 years old and very, very sick. In fact, she left the hospital only 3 days ago. only 3 days ago. And so my mother and my sister, they were picked up. While they were picked up and asked to sit down, the 4 officers who were in the house did a thorough search of the house to the extent of climbing into their ceiling to look for whatever they were looking for. I have been made to understand the search took a little over 3 hours. The search took a little over 3 hours. And they collected money, a little over 1,670,000 francs. They also collected all her land certificates and car titles that she had at home. They took all of this away. They took this money, took her land titles, took everything away. I understand that they actually counted the money right there, and asked the house help who was in the house to also count the money in their presence. They recorded the figures before they took the money away. So right now, we are not aware where they are. No further information has been released as to where they took her to. I want to state very, very categorically and without mincing words that if La République du Cameroon think that picking up my sister and my mother and burning down our family will intimidate myself or intimidate Field Marshal to giving up on this struggle, they are wasting their time. We are not into this struggle out of, it's not a career, it is passion. It is passion to see our own country, the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, freed, and indeed freed. And so if the Republic du Cameroon thinks that by picking up our families and locking them up as they have done today, again, they are doing so to the wrong people. My sister and my mother are not any more different from other Ambazonians that they have in their custody. And so if they think that picking them up will cause Field Marshal to surrender, he is not surrendering. If they think that picking them up will silence me, again, they are making a mistake. But one thing is clear. Now we know who abductors in that country are. They have all along made the world to believe that abductors are the Amber Boys, so-called Amber Boys. Now we know who abductors are. Because in a civilized country, you don't walk into somebody's home without a warrant and pick her or pick him away. In this case, that is what they did. They had no warrant to search their home. They had no warrant of arrest. And as of now, they picked them to an unknown destination. That is called abduction. Again, that is called abduction. We are giving La République du Cameroun. We are giving La République du Cameroun 1 week, maximum 1 week to have them released to their homes. My mother has been very, very, very sick. She's a diabetic patient and lives on medication. And now she is at a location without medication. My sister has 2 toddlers who lost their father a few years ago, and now those children are left on their own. We do not know what government perpetuates such a cowardice act as La République du Cameroun does. Again, the message we send as a family and as an interim government to the French Cameroon government is that we will not, and if we will not renege, we are not surrendering, we are not giving back, we are not giving up. If anything, this has only intensified our resolve to prosecute this war to the last man standing. In the space, we are asking French Cameroon, French Cameroon to release my mother, who is 80 years old, and a diabetic patient who has been living on medication and who left the hospital only 3 days ago, and my sister who has lived in Yaoundé almost all of her adult life. We are asking for their immediate and unconditional release. If they are not released, I won't have to sit here and tell our public what they will hear or see from us. We have the capability of doing anything in that country. So ladies and gentlemen, I thought to come to you to inform you, brief you what happened in Yaoundé today. You will recall that only a few days ago, the DO, Divisional Officer for Yaoundé, sent out a statement asking their chiefs to conduct a census of all Ambazonians living in Yaoundé. We now realize what that census is all about. And we can assure French Cameroon that we are well able to do even greater things, worse things than what they are doing on Ambazonians in Yaoundé. Again, we are asking for their unconditional release, immediate release. Thank you very much. God bless you all.